Hey there, true believers. You're tuned into Baxter Building Radio via the Negative Zone feed. Welcome to episode 11 of the Fantastic Four Fancast. I'm your host, Nate Charles, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host. His name is Shane Murray. How you doing tonight, Shane?
Good, how you doing tonight, buddy?
It has been an interesting day.
Yeah, you said so. How so, bud?
Well, I work overnights 3 days a week, so I always try to switch back to kind of a day shift schedule when I'm off. But considering I had put in a mass amount of overtime, the end of last week, I ended up in like a terrible, vicious cycle of being awake for 4 hours, then being asleep for 4 hours, then awake for 4 hours. It's no way to live. Like nothing productive gets done. But I think I finally managed today to get myself back on track to overnights just in time to go back to work. At the cost of pretty much everything that I needed to do today got crammed into a 2 hour period, and it was very stressful.
So it sounds perfect.
No, it's not. It's miserable. Don't recommend it. 0 out of 10. Anyway, how's your day going? How was your weekend?
Uh, um, hot, but it was all right. Played some games with the kids. Played some video games.
Anything good?
No, nope.
Just
Played some Magic. I'm gonna give you one guess what happened while I was playing Magic.
is
Go.
that you lost?
Played some Gloom. Did that right before recording, and guess what happened?
You lost?
Nailed it.
I'm 2 for 2.
Keeping this track record going, baby.
So you just played garbage games with the kids? Is that what you're saying? I didn't think thought that Magic was a garbage game.
Oh no, I'm just saying it's like not really like playing competitively, just garbage time fun stuff. Like Gloom, where you try to murder your entire family, be the first person to murder your entire family.
Ah, that sounds like a never mind. I'm not doing
Dude,
that.
it's so much fun because like they die from like pox, like they can be murdered by well, not Morlocks, but like essentially like murdered by random stuff. Fell down the stairs. They can catch gangrene. You got to get them. You want to get them to have the most miserable life ever, and then have them die because the whole goal is to have the most negative points. It's like golf.
Cool. You seem really passionate about this. I'm worried.
To say passionate about it, it's fun. I don't know. Been playing it for years.
Okay. I've never played it myself, so you're explaining something totally new to me. Sounds kind of like, I don't know, pandemic.
No, pandemic because pandemic you're trying to defeat the disease from before it takes over the whole world and you're working cooperatively. This is everyone has their own family and like you can put a positive modifier on somebody so they can't kill their person and they can put a positive modifier on you so you can't kill your person. You're trying to you're trying to get them your people dead before the rest of them get their people dead.
Nice. That is utterly depressing.
Uh if you like um Aaron and Freya love it. But they also are like the ones that'll watch stuff about Poe all the time. So,
And what's this game called again?
Gloom. It's literally called Gloom.
Okay. Gloom.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, sounds fun. Been a while since I've done any kind of board game, like probably at least a month. I need to find some time to play one here coming up soon.
Well, like I said, I'm working on this that I told you before this briefly. I'm working on that Spider-Man something.
Like a role-playing campaign.
I don't know if it's gonna be a campaign, one shot, or something. I have an idea for at least a few. I can make it one. It could be a one shot, but I have an idea to stretch it out a little bit longer than
Stretch
that.
it out. We need stuff for filler between every once in a while when we have our long layoffs from our regular games.
Yeah, we got to finish our other game too. We're pretty sure we're gonna finish that next month. Aaron's game.
Oh, that'll be nice. I just thought it was done, honestly.
No, so does she's like, I can just kill it. And I'm like, you have like 2 sessions left, lady. Let's just finish your damn game. It's literally like 2 sessions.
Yeah, I mean, when you're gonna DM a game, be prepared to see it through. I've abbreviated stuff in the past just to finish it because people were starting to fall off, and yeah,
I don't know. I have at least 23 unwritten. I have 23 written campaigns I've never even got to play, and probably at least 13 that are just went to the wayside
you should break
mid
some of those out, man. I'd be interested in playing some of that stuff.
mid campaign. Just my brain is always thinking about something useless. But let's go do something useful.
Like what? Certainly, you can't mean talk about the Fantastic Four.
Oh, clearly, I mean, talk about the Fantastic Four.
Try to bring joy to the masses by talking about the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I brought everybody down talking about a game where you try to murder your family in the most saddest way possible, like them falling down steps. And now we're gonna go talk about something super positive.
Yeah, and we hope that this show does bring a little positivity into your life. Uh, we certainly enjoy doing it. Just a reminder, everyone, that we are now on Facebook. You can find us by searching the Fantastic Four Fancast. Uh, joining the group. We would love to have you there. We would love for you to, engage in discussion, share content. Another big reason why we want you to join the group is going forward, a variety of episodes. We might want to do things like top 10, top five list where we'll put things up to vote in the group, and that way you guys have a voice within the episode as far as how these characters or storylines or artists or writers or whatnot get ranked when we do episodes like that. So yeah, again, that's the Fantastic Four Fancast on Facebook. Check us out.
Also on Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram has largely just been for us to just more or less post the episodes, which is also what the Facebook group has been up to this point. But
Either
uh,
way, we'll any interaction would be great.
that is agreed. Yes, yes, it is. So, but yeah, what book are we covering here today, Shane?
Marvel 2-in-1, number 50.
Yes, which
Thing
is,
battles the thing.
yep, this is volume one, cover dated April of 1979. Release date was January 2nd of 1979. 35 cents got you this book back in the day. Care to guess what it goes for now?
Uh 45.70.
So, a graded 9.8 near mint copy would be $168.93.
I wasn't going for graded. I was just going for regular if you found it.
Okay. An ungraded copy, $5.25.
Fair enough.
So this is pretty notable because this is the first major Fantastic Four work written by John Byrne, also penciled by John Byrne, though his first penciler gig was back in Marvel Team Up Volume 1, number 61, which we covered that back in episode 6 of the podcast. So if you're interested in that book, which was written by Chris Claremont, please go back and have a listen at episode 6. Inker on this book was Joe Sinnott. Colorist was Francois Mole. Letterer was Jim Novick. Editor Roger Stern. And editor-in-chief Jim Shooter. You want to hear the synopsis for this book, Shane?
I saw that there was one, and I don't have to make it up by myself, which might make people sad. But
Do
go
you
ahead.
want do you want to hear the synopsis, Shane?
Yes.
The ever-loving blue-eyed thing faces his strangest battle yet. Against the thing? How can there be two Ben Grimms? And could it provide a solution at last to Ben's inability to become human again? The Magic 8 Ball says, ask again later.
I mean, it does kind of. This is a fun little romp, and I can't wait to get into this. So it's a pretty good synopsis, though.
All right. So get through the cover.
Yeah. Well, you have that great Marvel Comics Group logo going across the top with that big shout out in the corner that it's still only 35 cents. And then you have a nice little corner box of the thing, which I think they could have done it with anything. It would have still worked. And then you have the thing battling the thing, which is the original thing versus the modern quote unquote thing at the time.
But we'll call them the Bronze Age thing.
The Bronze Age thing. Yeah, let's go on that. Let's do that. You see them fighting in the middle of like downtown. You see a car flipped over, a street pole crashed. The crowd's like, looks like a crowd's just running away from them as he's the, I guess we'll call him the Silver Age thing if we're calling another one the Bronze Age
We
thing.
call them the original thing.
All right, fine. We'll call him the original thing. The original thing is picking up a street sweeper to throw at the Bronze Age thing.
So we also have it labeled here as the big 50th issue. And under Marvel 2-in-1, where it would normally just have the thing and who his guest star is, it instead says the thing battles the thing. And at the bottom it says, and only one shall survive. Now, the cover on Marvel Unlimited is the direct market cover. You know how you can tell the difference, right, Shane?
The little box in the bottom with the thing face on it.
Yep, the direct market covers usually had the lower corner box where the newsstand copies would usually have a UPC code there.
Look at that. I'm so smart.
Can you tell me who Maggie Sawyer is, Shane?
I don't like you right now. Let me have my one win, dude. One win. We get one win a week.
And we open up the book to the first page where we have Stan Lee presents the most fantastic 50th issue of all. And what's the title, Shane?
Remembrance of things past.
The Baxter Building, 5:45 p.m. And set the scene for us here, Shane.
Going back to like when we're looking at the 1, 2, 3, 4, we have the thing in a machine where Reed is kind of like giving him some tests and doing some studies on him to see if he can help him go back to being a human instead of looking like a giant rock monster all the time. With Reed, look, this weird, that arm angle just looks so weird. Like, it's something only he could do. No one else has an arm length to be like, stretchy arm all the way to the top to adjust whatever that little dial is he's adjusting.
How much more of this is there going to be, Stretch? We've been at it since 10 o'clock. Just a moment longer, Ben. I'm analyzing the final data now. Beats me how you can find any more data in that Tim brain. You already know more about my innards than I do. Yes, but it's still not nearly enough if we ever hope to restore you to human form. These latest tests are something which occurred to me when I lost my own powers recently. And when did that happen, Shane?
Fantastic Four 178 till 197.
And thanks to Roger Stern for that editor's note. Remember how when you first became the thing, you would sometimes revert to Ben Grimm spontaneously for no apparent reason? Well, that was your body trying to shed the effects of the cosmic rays just as mine finally did. So what? So even your basic appearance has been constantly changing from something akin to dinosaur hide to its present rock-like state. And what do we see in this panel, Shane?
You see the different forms of the thing, at least his face through from the like the first time you see him in Fantastic Four #1 all the way up till you see him now in this representation here in this Marvel 2-in-1.
Yeah, so you've got five faces here, Shane. What's your pick here for best thing look?
Um, #5.
Number five, okay. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit partial to number three, where it's kind of dead in the center of, uh, you know, the right in the in-between moment. It might just be because of the fact that I'm like 65 issues into the Lee Kirby run now, and that feels like the thing that I've been looking at the most. So maybe that's the case here. But yeah,
I like the prominent like eyebrows on this on the one that's currently there in the Bronze Age.
okay, yeah, it is a very prominent brow. Why do I get the feeling you're leading up to something I ain't gonna like? Am I that obvious? Well, Ben, I'm afraid my studies show that your body is becoming more and more comfortable as the thing. This latest formula of mine would have cured you as you were years ago, but now, I'm sorry, Ben. I'll have to try some other time, some new approach. Sure. Don't take it so hard, Stretcho. I understand. And Ben's looking at the formula,
Oh, yeah, he's so sad. Like angry and sadness in those eyes.
and on the next, he snatches it up. I understand it's another failure, another chance for me to live a normal life shot down the tubes. And all because this goop won't work on me as I am, only the way I was? Wait a minute. The way I was! Sure. Why didn't the big brain think of it himself? If this would have worked on me in the past, I'll give it to me in the past. Courtesy of Doc Doom's time machine. What does Ben do?
Oh, he goes and sets himself up on the time machine and takes himself back to a time before he is at this current state to try to test to see if this would work and, so he can look human again.
Just set the dial for a couple of months after our joyride in Reed's rocket, and then let the time platform do the rest. Funny. I've ridden this thing a dozen times, and I always get the feeling like I'm sinking into a bowl of custard. Except I ain't moving at all. It's the platform that's rising, and when it gets to the top, presto, I'm somewhere else. And where is Ben?
Oh, he's in the Baxter building right before it gets purchased by Reed. So it's very mid-construction there.
But not somewhere else. Blast it. I forgot to set the space displacer. I'm still in the Baxter building, but before the FF moved in. Well, I don't have time for. Was that? The elevator. Someone's coming up. And who comes out of the elevator, Shane?
Reed, none other than Reed himself with their relator.
Just what you and your, colleagues are looking for, Dr. Richards. You're absolutely certain the construction is sound? We cannot risk any accident. And Ben sneaks behind them. Well, well, Reed. Wouldn't I love to see his face if I. But nah, I ain't got the time. Oh, most assuredly. As you can see, there is ample space. And what does Ben do?
Sneaks away into the elevator to try to get away so Reed doesn't bust him.
And as the elevator doors close,
Reed turns around and stretches his arms out to try to stop it.
wait, that noise. The elevator. But, but I locked it. It can't have left without us. And inside the elevator, Ben thinks to himself, heh, this is more fun than I thought it would be. I'm tickling like a kid on Christmas morning. Something less than an hour later, and where has Ben gone?
He went back to find his apartment at the time so he could try to run into himself.
My old apartment block. Funny, I ain't been back here in years. Geez, I'm getting too blamed sentimental in my old age. And as he enters the building, what happens?
Oh, this older couple's leaving the building and the um The wife faints from seeing him.
Oh, it looks clear. I'll just. Uh-oh. Oh my God, Arthur. It's another one. 2 stories above in a darkened apartment, a lonely man sits with thoughts few mortals could understand. And what lonely man is that?
Oh, it's Ben. Just chilling, only, sad, just trying to watch TV.
I don't think he's trying to watch TV. It just looks like he's looking out the window from his armchair.
I'm assuming there's a TV there to like the right. I would like to think that he's not completely drowning in self-pity.
I mean, this is Ben Grimm circa Fantastic Four Volume 1, Number 1. We know
Then
he's
yeah.
completely drowning in self-pity.
That's facts. That's facts.
Perhaps Susan is right. Perhaps I should stop blaming Reed for. What? Screams from the street? Bah! Will I never know peace? And what's he do, Shane?
Well, like a normal human being, he, just goes ahead and Hulkamanias his shirt off and starts walking down the steps.
And just outside. Unhand her, you monster! Let go of my wife! Oh, for Pete's sake, back off! I'm trying to. Whatever you're trying, you shall not succeed. Turn, monster! Turn and face me! Oh no. And when Ben turns around, what does he see?
He sees original Ben.
Take us through this splash page, Shane.
Oh my God, yeah. The original Ben is angry, and Bronze Age Ben looks more surprised, like, oh no, I got busted. And you see the contrast in the colors between the two and just their whole body structures. It's a beautiful splash page.
An instant of eternity is locked forever into the mind of Benjamin Grimm as he slowly, unsteadily rises to face himself. Holy, was I really that ugly? No wonder I always wanted to throttle Reed. Hold on, pal. You and me's gotta talk. I'm not your pal, monster. I am the thing. And the thing does not talk. He acts. And what happens?
Oh, he gets whacked right in the face. A nice hard hit sends him flying. You get a nice growl as he goes crashing into a car.
Ferocious though the blow is, Ben is only slightly shaken. The same cannot be said for the automobile which stops him.
Let's go, it stops.
Ben begins to pull himself from the wreckage of this car. Cripes! Is that really me? The anger in his voice, the bitterness. He don't seem to care what he trashes either. Lucky this was only an old car. Old? What am I saying? I'm in the past. It was probably brand new. Wait, hold it. Listen to me, will ya? I can't fight you. I am you. Don't mock me, monster. I would give my soul to look as human as you. What's he do?
Rips up. Is it the concrete or is it the car? It's the car?
It's the concrete.
Yeah, I guess
It's
it's
the
the
asphalt.
concrete.
It's the
Yeah.
asphalt.
Rips the asphalt out right from underneath him in his, sure destructive state that the thing was in those early Fantastic Four books.
Hey! Now say no more. Don't tempt me to forget my strength. You would not survive it. Blast, he's pinned my arms. I can't get any leverage. I don't know who or what you are, monster, but I promise you will curse the day you ever tried to stand against the thing. Will you listen for Pete's sake? I'm the thing. I'm you from the future. I used Doc Doom's time machine to. Doc Doom? You expect me to believe such a cornball name? Oh no, this is before we first met Doom. He's never heard of him. And what does original Ben do?
Original Ben wraps him in that asphalt and then picks him up like he's gonna throw him.
Enough games, monster. I'll take you to Reed Richards. He will figure out what you are. That does it. I'd have about as much luck with him as with you. Okay, Pug Ugly, you asked for it. What? And what does current day Ben do?
Current day Ben blasts himself out of that because of just his sheer strength that apparently the original thing didn't think he had.
Nobody holds the thing, Buster. Not even you. It's impossible. I must be dreaming. Not yet, Bunky. But you just hold that pose and I'll make this as quick and painless as I can. Your strength is great, but mine is greater. And what is Ben trying to do to old Ben?
He's trying to knock him out. He thinks he can just go around him and just knock him out and then take care of this real quick and easy, and then give him his that formula. And then old Ben decides to chuck him.
Yo! No one is stronger than the thing. For a moment, Ben Grimm sails through the air as gracefully as thistledown, but only for a moment. The shock of impact shatters the condemned brownstone and fractures windows for blocks around.
You get a nice thud boom.
And this building looks like it's toppling over pretty fast, which is a shame because I mean this was a Rand Meekum project here. Are you familiar with Rand and Meekum?
Nope.
Rand as in Danny Rand from
Oh,
Iron Fist?
no, him now. Yes.
I believe the Meek I will be the first one to say that I'm not necessarily an Iron Fist aficionado, but I believe Meekum is either one of his villains or part of his supporting cast or whatnot. So old Ben comes rocking up on this down building. Blast! I wasn't watching where I threw him. Now Reed'll only have a corpse to examine. Nothing could have survived that collapse. What happened, Shane?
Current Ben punches his way out of the rubble and shocks original Ben.
Yes, again, Gonzo. You just made a big mistake, Chuckles. You made me lose my ever loving temper, and that's something I never like to do. Get ready to get bruised. No, I don't think so. And old Ben grabs hold of a fire hydrant.
Yeah, you get a nice little scrunch there.
I may have underestimated your power once, but never let it be said Ben Grimm does not learn from his mistakes. Saturday night, monster. Time for a bath. And he pulls the hose from beneath the hydrant and sprays it at Ben.
Yep, you get a nice splurge on the next panel.
Hey, cut that out. You don't like water, monster? Afraid it'll turn that rocky hide of yours into mud? Blast it, he's gonna hold that hose on me till I drown. Unless I can. Yeah, here it is. What's Ben doing?
He's like punching through the ground trying to find something to help him out. You get a nice crunch crack as he's reaching through the asphalt.
What in alley oop? And Ben rips the hose up from the street that the original Ben is holding on to and swings him into the air and he lands on top of the cab of another car.
Yeah, yes, he does.
Now hold on, we go. Oh, he did. Ben's pretty pleased with himself. What happens in the next panel?
Get a nice sanitation department street sweeper coming at them, and the driver runs away because he's afraid of Martians.
Ah, help! Huh? Where have I heard that before? And to answer that, I believe that's a good callback to Fantastic Four #1.
Hmm.
Hey, that street sweeper's just what I need to mop up this clown. And what's Ben do?
He picks the street sweeper up. It's quite the opposite of the picture on the front of the cover, because this is him picking it up, the modern one versus the original one that's on the cover. Picking up the street sweeper, looks like he's about to throw it on top of, well, which would be himself.
Okay, jerk. This game's over. I'm gonna ram this thing down your throat. I'm gonna. I'm gonna. Holy cow, what am I doing? Let my dad blasted temper run away on me again. I could have killed him. And that ain't exactly what I'm here for.
The current thing drops the street sweeper on the ground in a giant crash.
And then he rushes to grapple with his older self one on one. Okay, Buster, we're gonna finish this up close and personal. My pleasure, monster. And the two things rush toward each other. Uh, the original one is going for what looks like an overhand strike,
Hmm.
uh, but the current version uh, actually goes for a strike to the face.
Hmm. And there's the weird coloring there because the one hand should be colored the same as the old one, and it's colored the same as the new one.
Yeah, a little slight colorist mistake, and of course these things are bound to happen here and there.
Yeah,
You got to remember also, this isn't laying blame, but one of the things that Jim Shooter did as editor in chief was enforce strict deadlines to get books out on time. So, every now and then mistakes like this with coloring were bound to happen.
I mean, it's so minuscule because at least the hand's the right style. It's just a little off.
Yeah. For a moment, the fabric of time itself seems to shudder. Thing meets thing, and 1,000,000 paradoxes collide. The clash is horrible, murderously powerful, totally without restraint, and brief. And we turn the page to this
Oh,
brilliant splash. Go ahead and take us through this, Shane.
this splash page is absolutely wonderful. I would frame this and have it in every room of my house, because I love it. It just shows him finally getting his one up on the older version of the thing, and just finally getting him it looks like a nice uppercut right to that jaw, and sends him flying back road, sprawling to the ground. It looks like it's pretty far too, judging by like how big the thing is in the foreground versus how small he is in the background.
So he knocks him back at least a good 10 feet.
Yeah.
It's clobbering time, ugly, and you lose. So Ben goes up to his unconscious older self and produces the vial from his belt, his pocket somewhere. Except you really win, don't you? Just drink this stuff and we'll both feel better for it. Only a few drops of the viscous fluid pass the coarse lips of the unconscious thing, but they are enough. Slowly, the craggy features begin to soften, and for the first time, Ben Grimm is witness to one of the most remarkable metamorphoses in human experience. And we see original thing transition back into Ben Grimm.
Yeah,
You
good
like
old.
those how do you like those transformation panels, Shane?
They are really good. I really like those transformation panels. They did it like nice and didn't do it as body horror as the have in the past. I thought this was a nice, gentle way to show him going to a human.
Current Ben thinks. It worked. He's back to human. Funny, I thought we'd change at the same time. I wonder if. What happens, Shane?
The teleportation platform that he took to get back take to go back in time appears just off. It looks like it's a little bit behind him, and he's wondering why the platform's there.
Wait, it's the time platform. Sure, that must be it. I'll change when I get back to the present. The hum of the time machine fades. For several minutes, the air is still, and then, oh, my aching head. That monster sure packs a. Huh? And what does old Ben notice?
That he's turned back into a human, and it looks like it's permanently back to a human.
My hands, my face. They're human. Human. He must have been telling the truth. He really was me, somehow come back from the future. But where's he gone? No matter, wherever it is, pal, you got my thanks. And I gotta say here, Shane, when I'm looking at this bottom middle panel, John Byrne does an excellent job of aping Jack Kirby's depiction of Ben Graham.
Yeah, he does.
Like, if I wouldn't have known better, like, does it is it Byrne-esque? Yes, but also, you could look at this and definitely see Kirby in it. It's just it's an incredible homage.
I think he spent a lot of time drawing Kirby probably before he finally got his own time as an artist.
And we turn the page to find what, Shane?
To find the thing, our current thing, back in the Baxter building talking to Reed and still in the thing mode, not transformed back to a human.
And it's listed as epilogue. Ben, thank God I was able to find you. Don't you realize what your presence in your own past could have done to the time stream? Never mind the lecture, Stretcho. How do I look? Look? I don't. Oh no. Ben, you didn't. Huh? My reflection in that glass panel. But it can't be. It can't. My hands, face. I'm still the thing. The thing. You don't understand, do you, old friend? You don't realize what's happened. Your past is immutable, Ben. You are what you are. Any change you make in the past results in another reality, a new one caused by your presence. I'm sorry, Ben. I thought you knew. Skip it, Reed. The trip wasn't a total waste. After seeing my old self face to face like that, I don't feel so bad about the kisser I got now. Heck, compared to him, I'm a regular Robert Redford. Next, Avengers Assemble. But who knows when we'll actually get to that story.
That's true.
So, Shane, what'd you think of this issue?
I had a lot of fun with this issue. What about yourself?
I thought that this was a wonderful character piece, a very great examination of Ben Grimm at that time. We obviously haven't hit that point yet where Ben is completely comfortable with himself, but I do feel like this issue makes huge strides towards that goal.
Yeah, especially the way it ends. Like he goes with, he's proud of his kisser by seeing his old face.
It's a well-written issue. It does have its moments that grate on me a little, but we'll get back to that when we do our four things. But this very much feels like John Byrne's audition to write Fantastic Four to me.
Yeah, it does kind of look like that.
One of the reasons that John Byrne left X-Men was during the latter days of his run on that book, he kept clashing with writer Chris Claremont. They would keep changing what the other was doing in some way, shape, or form. And he got to the point where he just wanted to be able to write his own book. And, he got that opportunity with Fantastic Four. So, when you look back at this issue, I feel like you definitely get the vibe that this was that tryout for that.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely feels like a I want to write this. Please let me have my own book.
But yeah, do you want to hit our four things?
Yeah, let's do it.
So we'll start with favorite panel. Whose turn is it to go first?
Um, I think you went last time first.
All right, cool. Um, you go ahead and go first this time, Shane.
So I am page 15.
Okay, so you're going for the splash page where uh current Ben knocks out old Ben.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, take us through that.
Oh, well, like I said, if I could, I would have a copy of this in every room of my house. I love this. I love the juxtaposition between the old Ben and the new Ben. The colors are just super vibrant. Uh, it, like I said earlier, it's just framed well. I really like to see the big Ben, like the older Ben, big flying at you, where the new Ben or the current Ben is in the background, just standing high, and he has his blue trunks on, and just feels very, I don't know, just feels very The Thing to me.
Yeah, and like you said, it's just such an iconic panel. Like, yeah, if I was sorting through original art at a convention and I came across this thing, first of all, it's going to be worth, probably $1,000, but I think it would be worth about every penny of it to have that full size page just hanging on your wall.
I would even just love it in the inks. I wouldn't even need it in colors.
Yeah.
Like that, I just really like that whole structure of that. And sometimes the colors like finish off a panel, but like this panel is just a good looking panel all the way around. Super kudos to everybody involved. But what was your panel, bud?
So I want you to turn back a page to page 14 to panel 4. And I'm going to pick this even in spite of that coloring mistake we talked about. But yeah, the Bronze Age thing and the original thing clashing. No one in this panel has the upper hand. It's just two Titans locked in battle, equally matched.
I mean,
Uh,
yeah.
I think that is a super cool, you know, and if I had this hanging on my wall, I just think, it's kind of a representation of, the battle that goes on between someone within themselves almost, people who are just struggling to improve past what they were in the past and the acceptance that you find within yourself. It's really the whole theme of this story.
Yeah, it's like a psychiatrist's dream.
We're going to move on to This Age Poorly. And this might be a bit of a hot take on my end, but I am going to pick old school Ben's dialogue, all of it. I get
Wow.
that John Byrne was channeling Stan Lee here, but like it's a jarring juxtaposition, like and especially after having read it just now aloud, like Bronze Age Ben was definitely talking more along the lines of how a real person would talk, whereas old school Ben's dialogue felt very stilted,
Yeah.
very cumbersome. It's like, especially when you look at it, verbal contractions in his dialogue don't exist.
No.
So, yeah. Does it differentiate between the two characters? It does, but one definitely doesn't feel realistic, whereas the other one does. What was your This Age Poorly for this issue?
Um, it was the bringing up the dinosaur hide, seeing that we know that most dinosaurs now have would have had feathers and not reptilian skin.
It's very true. That's a good call out, Shane.
So I was like, I know that like, that's what they thought at the time the dinosaurs were lizards. So it's like it's is it nitpicky? It is, but I had to pick something, and that was the one that's I actually enjoyed Ben talking the old like the bah rah rah rah. I'm gonna punch you in the face because I'm Ben Grimm. This is what I do. Like I like surly old Ben, but I can also see why it would be annoying also.
Yeah. But yeah, I like that call out on your end about, dinosaurs having feathers at this point. So where they could have just said reptilian, but then they doubled down on dinosaurs, and they didn't know it at the time. Yeah, they put it into a point where they dated themselves. How about your what were they thinking?
My what were they thinking was why was he thinking that he should use the time machine and go back in time? Like what was that what was he thinking to be like I can fix this if I just go back in time and just give myself some of this. Did he not remember what he was like when he was younger? Like did he just forget all of like that last 17 years of time?
So that's you're taking page three in that point.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, he doesn't know the science behind the time machine, so he doesn't realize that it's not going to work. That being said, I'm going to bring up mine because it's along a very similar train of thought. So we'll go from page three to page four, because I don't understand why Ben can't let Reed see him, but he thinks he's going to go have a rational confrontation with his past self at his most emotionally volatile state of being a human being. It's
I
most
mean,
emotionally volatile mental state. He thinks he's gonna go have a rational conversation and be like, drink this. No.
I don't know if he thought he was going to have a rational conversation. I think he was going to try to do some Namor sketchy stuff and like sneak in there.
He's just gonna roofie his past self. That's
Yes.
Jesus.
When he
Oh my
knocked himself
God.
when he knocked himself out, what's the first thing he did? He shoved the medicine down his throat. He knocked him out so he could shove the medicine down his throat. He would have roofied himself.
Yikes.
Tell me it's not
But
true.
but I mean, in all seriousness, he sees Reed. I mean, if think about all the trouble that could have been saved. Like he
By
sees
talk.
Reed, he could have been like, "Hey, Reed, I'm Ben from the future." And yeah, Reed probably would have ran tests on him or something. But it would have been like, "I have this vial that's gonna, supposed to do this." And Reed probably would have been like, "Oh, that's brilliant," and fed it to Ben, and things would have been fine because old school Ben would have probably trusted old school Reed, right? Well, maybe he's still blaming him for the accident, but he always tries whatever cure Reed comes up with. Um, so yeah, I mean that seems like it would have been a simple solution, and instead he's just like, "Oh, it's Reed. Can't let him see me. Boy, that gives me a thrill." Like, and then he locks Reed upstairs in the Baxter building with the landlord. Anyway, yeah, that's very similar trains of thought in our what were they thinkings this week.
Which was that brings us to our last one, right? Our page
Yep,
turner moment.
yep. So for that, I then go to page six. No, maybe it's oh yeah, page
Five.
six. No, it's page six. It's the splash. It's the splash
Okay.
page where old school Ben confronts current Ben on the doorstep. And I picked this one specifically because it's the first time that Ben comes face to face with himself. And you know something's about to go down, and the anticipation for it is incredible. It's a really well done panel for building anticipation.
Well, that's very true. And I also did not pick this one actually. I went one page before you. Last panel on that page.
Okay.
Which is the one where you see his concerned look and his head turned back around after like setting the lady back down on the ground.
I had thought about doing that. I just thought that, that was leading up to a dramatic moment, but then I felt like even more dramatic moments were built because of the next panel.
Yeah,
But it's
I
still a
mean,
solid choice.
yeah. Again, we picked about the same thing because that was It was between that one and I had uh my runner up, which was the page 10, panel 4, where the original Ben throws him because you know he has to land somewhere.
That's true.
So,
It also could have been, page 14, panel 4, which it was my favorite panel. I almost picked that, but I didn't want to pick the same thing for two options. So,
yeah, there was a lot of stuff in here. It's a really pretty book. The art's fantastic. Minus that the only really one coloring flaw I've seen. It's done so well. Editors and everyone caught everything. One of my favorite books that we've done in this first what this is 11.
yep, episode 11 is what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
And if you want to read this book for yourself, it's been reprinted a number of times. There was Adventures of the Thing, Volume 1, Number 1, cover dated April 1992. The first issue reprints this story. There was then the Best of the Fantastic Four hardcover, Volume 1 from May 2005. The Essential Marvel 2-in-1 Volume 2, which the Essential editions were the black and white newsprint reprints. That was released in June of 2007. Another Fantastic Four reprint series was Fantastic Four Adventures. Volume 1, number 50 is a 100-page special that reprints this as the third story. That was cover dated May of 2009. And then you have the Fantastic Four by John Byrne, Volume 1 Omnibus, released in November 2011, and the Marvel Universe by John Byrne Omnibus, Volume 2, released in December 2018. Marvel Masterworks, Marvel 2-in-1 Volume 5, released in November 2020, and the Marvel 2-in-1 Epic Collection Volume 3 that was released this year in January 2025, which is appropriately titled Remembrance of Things Past. Well, Shane, any final thoughts that you want to share on Marvel 2-in-1 number 50?
No, I can't think of anything.
Would you be curious to hear what we're covering next week, sir?
Yeah. Sorry, I was looking at my Marvel 2-in-1 that's up on the shelf.
Oh, the issue one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool book.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Can't wait till we do that one.
Oh yeah, we'll get there eventually. Must have some really cool friends to have that book. So next week we are going to return to the 1990s to the Heroes Reborn series and cover Fantastic Four, Volume 2, Number 2 by Jim Lee and Brandon Choi, which once again features our friend Namor the Submariner.
Well, one can never have too much Namor. Clear.
Yeah. I mean, what can you say? He has manners and style and sophistication.
And keys to a city.
Yeah,
Don't forget that. That's very
that'll
important.
still Namor. Sue saying that Namor has manners will haunt me forever.
Is that going to haunt you more than I'm married?
That goes hand in hand.
Well, her mother told her had to marry royalty.
It's just setting unrealistic expectations for your child. Instead, she married an elastic man, and I feel like that has benefits of its own. Anyway,
Oh,
uh,
ayo.
so moving on. Thanks again for tuning into the Fantastic Four Fancast this week. Your feedback is important to us out there. So we would highly appreciate it if you left us a review on Apple or a comment on Spotify. Remember to subscribe wherever you get your podcast. That way we end up in your feed every week. Reminder, I know I mentioned it at the beginning of this episode, but we are on Facebook, the Fantastic Four Fancast. Go ahead, join the group. We can have fun discussions about the FF, share FF related content, and most importantly, Once we get a few more members in there, we can start doing some participation that can affect the content of these episodes. Uh, we are also on Instagram. That's at Fan4Fancast. It's FAN number four, FANCAST. Or you can email us at fan4fancast@gmail.com. Again, that is FAN, the number four, FANCAST@gmail.com.
Just any interaction would be nice. We'd like to see that someone's listening to us, besides more than just the numbers.
We
Make us
would love to hear from you.
make us feel like there's not bots out there.
Remind us that you're not a Herbie.
I mean,
We
if
would
you
love
are
to.
a Herbie, we'd also love to hear from you.
That's true. Herbie the robot had personality. But that'll wrap it up for us again this week. Thanks again for tuning in, and me and Shane will catch you again next week.